conditions for today that they will have to postpone. So
it works out okay, I guess, if you're using an umbrella and a raincoat out there.
Yeah,
not so much fun.
Well, if you have a roof structure or an awning you could put out, you could still fire up the grill. And right now, it's not actually raining outside. So for dinner time, you could squeeze in a little bit of grilling.
Probably be swatting a lot of mosquitoes out there now, too, though.
right
Yeah,
now,
next several days, several weeks, really, with all this moisture. Mold is on the high end, too, because of all the rain. So let's take a look at some of the rainfall totals that we had, not just since midnight, but over the past really 24 hours. And these are some of our Weather Watcher reports. And look at Leon Springs, 3.13 inches. Pan Maria from Debbie, 6 inches. Lakey, even more, 7 inches there. That's from Joanne. Now, what's not on this map is Utopia, which came in at, get this, 9.6 inches of rain. That's in Uvalde County. So some impressive rainfall totals that we had overnight and even earlier this morning. And Quihee, we just got a report of 4.2 inches, and that was from Barbara. Thank you, Barbara, for passing along that email just a few moments ago. Otherwise, 2.74 in Pleasanton and 3.4 in Uvalde. Overall, we saw very healthy rainfall. I know in some cases it was a little bit too much of a good thing with the isolated flooding, but this is really what we needed in terms of some drought relief. And the updated drought monitor will be issued on Thursday, so we'll share that with you and see what kind of improvements we had after all this rain. 1.48 in Hondo, Castroville, 1.73. Bernie picked up about 3.25 inches of rain over the past 48 hours. That's 48-hour rainfall totals. And temperature-wise, around Bexar County, lower 70s. San Antonio International at 72, along with Randolph Air Force Base. Bulverde, 68. Down in Pleasanton at 67. Notice the temperatures are a little bit cooler right around town, especially east. Seguin right now at 66 because of the clouds that we've had all day long, and even the rain cooled there as well. It's kept our temperatures at bay and limited them from climbing too much. As I mentioned earlier, we actually had a midnight high temperature so far at the airport. Right now, most of the action far off to the east, moving in toward Houston and enclosing on Houston. And most of that right now is actually fairly light, but some enhanced shower action there within this red box. That's actually a tornado watch that they have.
We got a 2-minute long video for
9 p.m. off to our west. That's where we have a tornado watch until 11 p.m. And do notice on the radar here, these little showers and storms that are firing up, a bit of lightning within those storms as well. We're going to keep an eye on that action because, as we're all used to around here, those can organize, drift eastward, and then boom, move into San Antonio over the nighttime and even early morning hours. So that's one possibility that we're going to keep an eye on here tonight and even on into tomorrow. And with the potential of more rainfall, even heavier rainfall, 1 to 2 inches, not out of the question, even isolated higher amounts than 2 inches all the way through noon tomorrow. We do have this flash flood watch that's in effect from 7 p.m. until noon. Uvalde, Medina, Bexar, Wilson, Carnesby, and points northward included in that flash flood watch. There's the tornado watch off to the west. Kimball, Edwards, Kenny, Maverick, and points westward, and that's until 11 p.m. Now, here's the reason why this is all happening. We have our water vapor imagery, which really is a satellite that indicates the amount of water vapor in the mid and upper levels of our atmosphere. You can see a lot of that there associated with the showers along the coastline and even in North Texas. Notice the swirl moving into North Texas. That's the upper level disturbance. That is what's throwing energy our way, giving us kind of the triggering mechanism and kickstarting the showers and thunderstorms that we had yesterday, we'll have today. And here's the thing about this low. Right now, all indications are it's going to be a very slow-moving, drifting low, kind of taking its old time as it pushes eastward and maybe dropping toward the Gulf of Mexico by Thursday later on this week. So what that does is it basically gives us daily rain chances here all the way through Friday. Now, I do think the most widespread showers and storms will be tomorrow and maybe on into Wednesday, but the chance exists, even if it's just a few pockets of showers all the way through Friday. 67 in Pleasanton, but warmer where they've had some sun. 81 in Carrizo Springs, Eagle Pass right now at 84. Tonight dropping down to about 70 degrees, so pretty much holding steady around downtown, and a few thunder showers possible, maybe even a few severe storms come tomorrow. We are under slight risk of severe thunderstorms for the day tomorrow. 83, the high temperature, but that is very sunshine dependent tomorrow. If we end up with more clouds than we're anticipating, we'll be down in the 70s like today. If we get a little more sun than we're expecting, we could boost into the mid and upper 80s tomorrow. So it's kind of a tricky forecast temperature-wise tomorrow, but looking ahead, overall rule of thumb rest of the week near 90 and storm chances through Friday.
It looks great considering what we've been through the last 6 months. Thank you, Ed.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. All right, I don't think any